We have to sit like this so you can see both the chat and me at the same time. I've only got like 40 minutes before we go out for dinner, me and Anastasia. Everyone's asking me like, did we break up? I met like my ex before this girl that I'm seeing right now, so you don't have to worry. Like, Anastasia's still in my life, bro. We're not letting her go anywhere, bro. It feels a bit weird to live stream and talk about this because it's somewhat of like a personal issue, and I didn't really want to talk about this. I wanted to remain like stoic and outcome independent and, you know, unemotional. But I posted a video to my main channel titled Losing a Best Friend. How many of you watched that video? So there was a video titled Losing a Best Friend. Spam 7 if you watched that video. Okay, so yeah, so everyone watched that video. So in that video I explained what happened with one of my best friends. I have pretty much 2 best friends. One of them is Sam. Sam is Harbonator. You guys know Sam, don't you? He's the guy, he was my first video editor. He's become like my best friend, like my brother, so close to him. And another one, he was pretty much my best friend as well. So much brotherhood and growth in our friendship. And the situation was slowly and surely, like I really became uncomfortable with the friendship that he had with the girl that I was previously dating. So right now I'm dating Anastasia, and the girl I was dating before this, who some of you may know if you had me on like Instagram or something, you might have seen that. I want to put you into this scenario so you can kind of relate, right? Imagine your best friend and the girl that you're dating start becoming like somewhat friends, like together because of you, because, you know, you're all in the same friendship group, you're all in the same gym and everything. And so it's fine because, you know, it's, oh, we're all going to do this thing together. We're all going to a restaurant together, like 5 of us, 6 of us, so we're all friends and stuff, fine. And then me and the girl I was dating, I kind of like fell out with her. She almost instantly, like we went on one date or something, she wanted to get exclusive right away, like, and obviously that's a little bit strange, and she doesn't understand. She gaslit me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't want to be like a little hateful motherfucker who's like, you know, talking bad about previous times. Oh, my girlfriend did this and stuff. But when I look back, it's like she had the exact same personality as another girl I dated like a year ago, who like, they just gaslight the fuck out of you when you don't want to get exclusive like right away. And so that's what this girl did, and she just kind of, she tried to like end things straight away. Then I said, yeah, okay, that's fine. And then she tried like getting me back, calling me, meeting me in the gym, and, you know, she was just a bit all over the place, but that's fine. You know, she's allowed to like do what she wants. I'm allowed to like do what I want in a sense. But then what happened after that was that me and her obviously just stopped here and there before we had actually gotten so close. And then we were still in the same friendship group. So this is when I first started to feel like a little bit uncomfortable, because there was like a level of like, imagine your male best friend and then the girl you previously dated are friends in the same friendship group, but not really directly. But then suddenly after you've split up with that girl, or after, you know, me and the girl were like, we weren't that close by now, but we just been on like one date or something. Suddenly they become like closer friends, and they're like tagging each other on Instagram and everything. And it, you know, it's a little bit uncomfortable, and we go out to like some daytime like trips and like restaurants as a group of us, and their dynamic is a little bit like, it was making me uncomfortable. And I didn't want to ever admit this stuff because it's not cool. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not cool. It'd be so much cooler for me to tell you right now, like, oh yeah, stoicism, I don't care, outcome independent. I'd seem so much more cooler and masculine, but I'm going to always be authentic with you. And like, even at this point, so this was around March, March, April, I was like feeling uncomfortable. And me and the same girl ended up speaking and then getting more serious. So we kind of like made up. We got more serious, and yeah, we started dating seriously, like fully, like, you know, discussing long-term things. And we went on a trip together, fully fell in love with each other. And, you know, it's proper sweet, but it was always this underlying assumption that she was quite sad about, was that I was gonna leave for Thailand. So this was just before I was gonna go to Thailand. You guys know that I went to Thailand in like May, and I wasn't expecting to come back. So I was literally expecting to go to Thailand for like maybe 4 months. 3 to 6 months was the plan, right? Okay, so imagine you're dating a girl, you're both in love, but then you know that you're going on a trip for months. And so she wanted to get like a lot more serious. She wanted me to make her my girlfriend. And obviously I said to her like, no, like, I'm going on this trip, I'm not gonna make you my girlfriend. I said something to her which she took as like a massive disrespect, which you boys can tell me if this is disrespectful for what I said or not. But I looked her in the eyes and said like, no, because when I go, I'm going for 3 to 6 months. I'm going to be in a different country for 3 to 6 months. I'm going to start dating and sleeping with girls there. And so this is where just suddenly I was branded as like a really bad person by my best friend, and then also by her. And it was like, you know, like a bad reputation. Is that a bad thing? Like, let me know, boys. Spam 1 if that's like a disrespectful thing that I said to her, or spam 2 if it's like, oh yeah, like that's actually confidently the truth. And even though it kind of hurts to hear, she kind of heard the truth from me. My personal opinion is like, it's brutally fucking honest. She needed to hear it. It's like, I told her the truth. I was like, no, like I'm going for 3 to 6 months. I could have lied to her I think the majority of guys, I'm not gonna lie, like you can say it's rude, and maybe I'm right, maybe you're right, maybe I'm right, but like my perception is the majority of guys would have lied to her and been like, oh yeah, you know, I'll always love you, and I'll go there and I'll speak, you know, I'll stay committed or something. All the guys spamming one, what would have you said? Would you have not told her the truth? Spamming 1.5s again. It's better to tell her the truth than to mislead her. And we weren't boyfriend, girlfriend, by the way. It's a bit of a mix, isn't it? It's a bit of a mix. And someone's just commented there. I really like your comment there. Nirvan, people can't handle the truth. Gotta know your audience. Yeah. People just get hurt by the truth, and that's like a brutally honest truth. Because she was a very nice girl. Very attractive, and so like I kind of knew for a fact that the majority of men, and even me from like a younger sort of less advanced stage that I'm in now, maybe advanced is the wrong word, but you know, like a sort of less developed stage, I would have lied. I would have just kind of said to her like, oh well, you know, I'll go there and I'll call you and maybe I'll come back, and like, you know, to just kind of keep her kind of waiting for me. And I looked her in the eyes and said, like, don't wait for me, like I'm gonna be gone for months. I'm probably I'm gonna end up getting with girls there. Don't wait for me. When I come back, like, don't wait for me. If when I come back, both of us end up, you know, sharing a connection again, then okay, we'll pursue that. But right here, right now, don't wait for me. And even though that hurt, I think it was the right thing to do. I still stand by that. But that was like brutally honest, and you know, it got me a level of sort of bad reputation. And this is when it starts getting like painful. So through all this time, my best friend knows this, and you know, would speak about this girl, would speak about a bunch of stuff, and he always like kind of supported me. You know, he would always say like, I'm his brother, that like this girl that I'm with, he was like, oh, you know, she's not even that important, you're better than her, she's not on your level and stuff. He'd be saying these things, right? And I'm somewhat exposing him because I'm like, I don't have any level of loyalty to him anymore, even though he was literally like a brother to me. He was like one of the closest man to me, even closer than like me and Sam. Like me and Sam spent a lot more time talking and stuff online, but me and this guy, we were together in person and we went through so much growth together. And the reason why I'm making this stream and I made that video is because this is such a sensitive personal issue that it feels so wrong to talk about, because you know, they're going to watch this and they're going to say like, oh, Hamza's talking about us, and like they'd send me a message or some bullshit, and like my current girl who's upstairs is probably going to watch this. I've always spoke openly and authentically about these sort of like unspoken things in life, and I think this is one of them. It's like you do end up falling out with male friends for some reasons, and the majority of the time I think why I'd fall out with a male friend is simply just because a girl gets involved, and like, you know, one of the friends displays a lack of values because of that girl. So I go to Thailand. This is when it starts getting comfortable. So I go to Thailand and I end things with that girl, but we end in a really, really sweet way. Like she literally dropped me off to this train station when I was leaving. She's crying her eyes out. She's wrote me letters and everything, and we've hugged each other, told each other like, you know, goodbye for the final time. I'm going to be gone for months. And so we've ended it in a very respectful way. But then within like, I don't know, a couple of days, I'm in Thailand. Imagine this, okay? I'm in Thailand now, and I suddenly see on both of their Instagrams that they've done like a workout together. And straight away, like, am I a pussy for this? You tell me. Spam one, if imagine you left and you like, you know, somewhat ended things with a girl, but then suddenly you saw that they, like your best friend had organized like a workout with her. Spam one, if you'd be like, yep, absolutely fine, wouldn't affect me emotionally at all. And spam two, if you're just be honest and say like, you know what, that would fucking like give you some level of like gut pain for some reason. Like, you know, you're just like, just something's wrong with that, is it not? Am I wrong in saying that that's fucking inappropriate? Spam one, if you'd be absolutely fine. Like, no, there's no emotions whatsoever. Like, I'd be absolutely fine with my best friend training and working out with my ex, essentially my ex. And spam two, if you would feel some level of fucking like pain, bro. It's weird, isn't it? If you're spamming one, bro, you've got a level of emotional control that I respect, because fuck me, that it's just straight away, you know, there's pain involved to that, seeing that on their Instagram. So, they're working out together, and like, oh, okay, you know, as soon as I've left, and I'm still speaking to him, and you know, we're like my best friend, like, so we're still friends and everything, and I'm in Thailand, and so we're still calling, and still the same thing. He'd be like speaking to me about her, and every now and then I'd mention her and say like, you know, how's she doing and stuff, because I still cared about her to this point. And this is all before I met Anastasia, who's upstairs right now. So we'd be speaking about her and everything else, and he'd be briefly mention like, oh yeah, you know, she'd come up and like ask him questions about me, and he'd somewhat like, you know, they'd end up speaking about me and stuff, but he would just kind of tell her what I would tell him, which is like, oh yeah, you know, just like let her down easily and tell her to like somewhat move on. So maybe, obviously, like I expect her to move on, that's fine. But what happened between a man who I consider like a brother, that's the problem. You know, I 100%, I'll be honest, I've kind of clickbaited, you know, live streams are supposed to be clickbaited. I've clickbaited this video where I'm venting about my ex because it's going to get more views, but I'm not really venting about her. No offense to her, but I didn't expect anything better from, you know, it's like once you've ended with a girl, you can't expect anything from them. No problem. But what I'm really venting about is him. It's a male best friend who's acted in a certain way to like lose your friendship just so that he can spend time with like your ex. That's what I'm venting about. And that's what, like, to me is like deeply fucking painful. I'd love to say to you, you know, I'm so stoic and I don't care and stuff, but like, even, you know, I've moved on and stuff. What's interesting is like, I've not been thinking about the girl. I think it really helps because I've got like a very fucking nice girl upstairs. I've got Anastasia upstairs. And so me and her are spending like such lovely time together and everything. I've not been thinking about the girl, my ex, but my friend keeps coming into my mind. Today I'm in the gym. And I've just had one of the best workouts in my mind because I kept him in mind as like a piece of shit. I kept him in my mind as like an aggressive like thought about him. Like how fucking dare he do this, bro? Fucking hurt. And this isn't like, we've not even got to like the sort of worst parts of this, right? Because this, so far, I'm in Thailand and, you know, I'm trying purposely not to look on Instagram because I know that they're like spending time with each other. My friend Sam and my other friend Nabil were like almost laughing about the situation in Thailand, saying, oh yeah, like, is fucking my girl. Oh fuck, I said his name. But like, oh yeah, you know, my best friend at home is fucking my girl and everything. And you know, but it's a joke because like, even though it seems like, oh, I got cheated on and my best friend cucked me or something, it's like, I can tell you with 99% certainty that they've not actually done anything kind of sexual or anything, just because of the, it's hard to explain, but like, I'm certain, you know, like, it's hard to explain, but like, obviously they could have fucked and stuff, but I actually don't think they have. But it's just like, obviously the pain associated with that. Fuck. Everyone's just fucking seeing it, bro. How do you get betrayed by a male best friend, bro? Holy shit. Right now, it's just kind of like, oh yeah, well, you know, they're just doing a workout together and stuff. Oh yeah, it's fine. But they go to the same gym and everything, whatever. And I'm getting some levels of like anxiety, not anxiety, but like discomfort, you know, that gut pain when you think about these things of like, you know, just like a girl you care about, like sleeping with or flirting with someone else. You get this like, am I weird in that, or do you guys get it as well? Like you get this like gut pain if you think about these things of like, maybe particularly with friends or anything, but just related to like girls. You get this like gut pain if there's like a thought of like a girl going with a different guy, or of a girl cheating or anything like that. And it's not cheating because we weren't together or anything, but obviously there's a level of history and like she can move on. I'll keep clarifying and giving the disclaimer, like she's totally allowed to move on. I moved on. I was like in Thailand doing my own thing, sleeping with girls, dating girls there and stuff. But I expected loyalty from my friend. I really expected loyalty from my friend. And so what happened was, they must have been like speaking to each other and becoming closer as I was in Thailand. I was gone for like 2 months and everything. But then when I came back, straight away type, you know, like I run up, hug him. We're hugging for ages. Me and my best friend, we're hugging. We haven't seen each other for months. We're hyping up, and you know what I mean? It's like so fucking nice and everything. We haven't seen each other for ages. We start like training together in the gym and everything, smashing it. And you know, there's a bit of awkwardness because she trains in the same gym, and the first day I saw her, I still went up in like a very respectful way. I hadn't seen her for 2 months, and I still like went up and asked her how she was and everything, and like, you know, left it as like at a respectable sort of relation, not even a relationship, just kind of we go to the same gym and stuff. It didn't occur to me like how close they had really gotten. I let things slide, like honestly, like this is why I'm saying this right now, because the lesson for you here, as you'll know, that this still isn't what we're getting to yet. Like there's still more to talk about, but you do not let things slide. If you can take my learning lesson from this, if there is something which just makes you deeply uncomfortable, do not let it slide. Especially if it's with a male friend, or if it's with a girl, do not let it slide. If there's like a gut feeling that something is wrong, if there's a gut feeling that gives you pain, understand that is like your emotions. It's like your ancestors, like every man in your bloodline, like fucking doing something to your genetics, to your blood, telling you, okay, wake the fuck up, something wrong, and you need to take action. Don't be passive. That kind of like stoic, oh, you know, I don't care, like, oh, you know, like, oh, like, outcome independent, bro. In this situation, it wasn't the right thing. Let me know if I'm wrong in this, but like, I should have, if I look back at it retrospectively, I should have walked up to him and literally just said to him near the start, your relationship with her, your friendship with her makes me uncomfortable, and like, you shouldn't really be close to a girl that I'm in love with, that I'm dating, or the girl that is my ex. You shouldn't be like, your male friend, I don't care if this sounds misogynist or sexist or controlling, your male friend should not be close friends with a girl that you're dating, or any girls ever that you've interacted with, it like sexually or romantically. If, for example, like me and Sam said this, it's like, if I'm with Anastasia and we meet Sam and it's like, oh yeah, we'll all go to a restaurant together and stuff. If Sam starts hanging with Anastasia like by himself, that's fucking sus. No, fuck you. Spam 1 if you agree with this, that your male friend cannot be spending one-on-one time with any female any woman that you've kind of like been with in any sense. One-on-one time, bro. Spam 1 if you think that's the case. No males who you respect, who respects you, can be spending time. It should be automatically clicking in your brain like, okay, that's fucking inappropriate. That if you value each other as like brothers, you wouldn't do that. Now spam 2 if you'd be like, oh yeah, well, you know, like, oh, my girlfriend can hang around with Hamza. Honestly, bro. Honestly, if anyone says 2 to this question and genuinely believes, oh, well, you know, my girlfriend can like go for a workout with Hamza, bro, holy shit. It's not, I don't even think that's confidence or outcome independent. I think that's fucking total delusion. Would you let your girl do a workout with me? Would you let your girl like fucking chill with me for a couple of hours, bro? Holy fuck, you better say no. You better say fucking no. We better see like a list of fucking ones. That's inappropriate. One-on-one time, like with your friend, your male friend who you've called each other brothers, you've hugged, you've literally kissed this fucking guy on the cheek and everything, congratulated him with his success, he's congratulated you with yours, you've opened up to him. Suddenly he's spending like one-on-one time with your ex. Bro, that's fucked. That's so fucking fucked. You know, I like to keep this kind of like, you know, emotionally cool, calm, collected, but I found that hasn't really worked with this situation. I'm probably coming off as like a little bit of a bitch, and like, honestly, fair play, because that's how I am right now. I really just needed to fucking vent about this because I've not really like I've tried to be the better man and not really talk about it. You know, I made like a subtle video about it, just kind of explaining, but I haven't had the time to just kind of like say that. That's fucking weird. That's fucking unacceptable, man. It's like, how the fuck? Like, I want to say again, I have no hatred towards the girl whatsoever. It's like, bro, as a girl, we've split up. Go do whatever you want. You're allowed to like go date other guys, sleep with other guys, whatever. But it's specifically a male friend that you've trusted that fucking hurts, bro. Holy fuck. People are saying like, oh, you're so wrong, you're insecure. You can say it's insecurity, bro. You can really say it's insecurity. Again, it's not about the girl. I'm not insecure about my male friend. I'm let down. I'm disappointed. So we had like a couple of months, me and him, we just trained, and you know, we were close friends and everything. I went on the road trip with Anastasia like a couple of weeks ago. We recorded like a cute little video. It's the little video titled when you both delete social media or whatever it was. We had that, and whilst I was on that road trip, I received a text from him. So I sent him a text without realizing anything was up. I sent him like a list of texts. I do this quite often where I'll say to him, oh, you know, thank you so much for like our friendship. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so glad that we share our values and stuff, and like we're training hard. You know, I just kind of like just said like nice things without realizing that anything was even up. And he read those messages but then didn't respond for a few days, which wasn't totally weird. He sometimes does that and stuff, but whatever. And then suddenly there's a massive paragraph back where I can just see his mind has been so manipulated by women, where he's just straight away, this is what you guys are gonna find interesting as fuck. He sends me a massive paragraph back essentially saying like, oh, well, Hamza, like, I've got a problem with you. Like, I don't agree with your values. You played around with this girl and stuff. And also like, I don't believe that men and women, I don't believe like men are superior to women. Essentially, he was like, on the same day he said this is how you know what kind of guy he is. On the same day he said this. I didn't have Instagram, but my friend Sam told me this. He posted onto Instagram, he shared that kind of thing of saying, oh yeah, ban Andrew Tate. And he was speaking about Andrew Tate as a misogynist. That's the kind of man we're dealing with, bro. And what's interesting is like, he agreed, like we would have talks about like red pill stuff, and he agreed with all of them. And maybe he was just being like a shapeshifter and just kind of like wanting to agree with me and stuff like that. But like, I'm just kind of venting to you guys, one, for my own personal benefit, but two, I kind of just wanted to reiterate something I've never really spoke about in terms like friendship. Andrew Tate speaks about this, which I really like, which he really talks about the value of brotherhood. So this friend then, he shared this thing on Instagram saying like, oh, you know, like Andrew Tate is a misogynist. I can't believe people support him. And it was so like, it's almost as if his girlfriend was what, like, he has a girlfriend as well, right? So that's why, like, and he is like a very like, you know, he displayed a lack of values here, but I don't think he's like a bad person in terms like of like cheat. He wouldn't cheat kind of thing. You know, you just kind of know a certain person. He wouldn't cheat. So he had a girlfriend through all this. That's why I'm not concerned that he's like actually slept with my ex or anything. Like, he could have. It's like, obviously there's always a possibility, but I actually don't think there is. You guys know, man, anyone who shares that kind of shit of like, oh, Andrew Tate's a misogynist, it's like, you just clearly, you can see what level of person they are, especially when, you know, if a girl does it, it's kind of like, oh, you know, she's just, you know, upset about some of the things she said, and, you know, fair enough, rightly so sometimes. But when a guy kind of is against this message of masculinity and fuck, my biceps are coming mad. When a guy is against this message of masculinity, and a guy is kind of like against Andrew Tate and this message, you kind of know where he stands. Yeah, so he sent me these messages, and I I responded just saying, like, okay, we'll speak when I'm back home. So I waited a few days. And it was almost like he was just out of nowhere, bro. We were like best friends, totally, you know, seeing each other 5 times a week for workouts and everything. And then I just go on a road trip. I'm back after 5 days or something. And just suddenly it's like he's avoiding me and stuff. And it's just so fucking weird. And he's spending like just time with training with her now and stuff. It's like you're getting cheated on by your gym partner. It's fucking hurtful, man. Eventually, like I keep texting him like, come on, like we should speak about this. And then he messages me like, oh, he's gotten into university, like really good for him. He's going to leave now. He's, you know, this is a big move that he's had. And so he's literally about to like leave our city and he's going to go move away and stuff. So it's almost like the last time I'm going to speak to him. So he comes finally to come speak to me. I've been messaging for a while, like, come speak to me. Come on, what is this? But like, he comes to speak to me and, you know, I straight away, I hug him and like, it's like, we're just friends and stuff. Like, and you know, we just speak about like pleasantries and everything. But then we end up speaking about the situation. We speak about the girl and he just fully like starts grilling me. He says, oh, but it's not right, Hamza. It's not right that like you kind of left this girl to date other girls, that you're like sleeping around. Like a man shouldn't be sleeping with more than one woman and everything. And like our values are like too different and stuff. And it was just out of nowhere. It's like he always, you know, we always knew there was a difference between me and him. He's quite like, he's a Christian and everything. And so there was always differences between me and him, but it's like you can have differences in viewpoints as, you know, friends. Yeah, but just suddenly he just flipped and said this. And so I said to him like, and this is the point, okay, this is where we get serious, right? So I said to him, you know, he's speaking about this girl and kind of defending her against me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like we've barely spoke or anything. I said to him like, you know what? Like this is when I told him, I should have said it a while ago, but I told him, your friendship with her, I think it's wrong. It just makes me uncomfortable. Like you shouldn't be friends with a girl that I've just dated. And this is where it's fucking mad, right? This is where he looks me in the eyes and he gives me a level of disgust in his face and goes, it's your fault. You introduced us months ago. Like fucking shaking. He was like, no, but it's your fault. It's your fault. Wait, we didn't even fucking explain, right? So we're speaking about her. We're speaking about this situation before this happened. So, you know, they've been getting close and stuff. And that's a bit weird as it is, fair enough. But then he kind of, loud ass fucking donkey. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's a donkey behind me. He kind of insinuates that they've been speaking about me, which obviously I expected them to do. But then I kind of just ask him like, wait, did you like tell her details? Like, you know, private conversations between me and you. Have you told her that I was like dating other girls, sleeping with other girls and stuff recently? And he just looks guilty as fuck. And this is when I said to him, that's unacceptable. Like your friendship with her is just wrong. And then he was like, oh, well, you know, he just passed the responsibility on to me. This, you know, imagine having so much respect for a guy that you've went to the gym with for fucking months and months and months. You've made the best progress of your entire fucking gym life with this guy. Made so much progress, so much respect, love him. Like I've kissed him on the cheek like fucking 100 times, bro. And just suddenly, the way that he had no responsibility and he said, no, Hamza, it's your fault that I have been doing this with your ex because you introduced me to her 6 months ago, like when we were all in the gym. No responsibility, bro. Like that, I lost all respect for him. Holy fuck. I like that, all respect. Like, I don't know if you're watching this, if you're, you know, you kind of like look up to me in a certain sense. You kind of, you know, want to know what it takes to get my respect or what it takes to lose, bro. Taking no responsibility, displaying a true lack of masculinity as a man. Oh my God. I looked at him like he was so fucking different. I shook my head like I was literally disgusted by him and just, everyone's saying he's in the back. And then I literally just said, bro, I said to him, you don't even understand brotherhood. He literally stormed off like a little bitch. I'm not even going to lie, man. He literally went, oh, well, all right then. And then just walked off like kind of like how a girl would. Straight away, he walked off, bro. I grabbed my phone, blocked him on WhatsApp straight away. I'm like, he could try and apologize. He could say like, oh, well, you know, I fucked up, bro. If, you know, if, for example, like the main issue I had, which essentially ended our friendship then, was that he was telling her private details about me. That, oh, you know, Hamza's sleeping with this girl and Hamza's dating this new girl and stuff. And it's like, how the fuck can you be my friend? Telling my, like, essentially my ex, we weren't a girlfriend, boyfriend, but we were dating and we were in love and stuff. Telling her about my business. That's just, bro, someone said that's men's nature. Like, I wouldn't say necessarily, I wouldn't say that's men's nature. I would say that's the nature of a weak man. A true masculine man who values brotherhood will keep his mouth fucking shut. I said this in the video that I recorded about this. So I literally straight after that, it would fucking hurt, right? So I started recording a video just like kind of vent. I called Sam and told him like, you know, I feel like shit because of this and stuff. And I said, you know what? A true like masculine man who's like your brother, who's a good friend. You guys let me know if this is something you'd feel good about. Imagine a good friend of yours. Anyone who speaks to him about you would leave that conversation thinking higher of you previously. Imagine it's a girl. Imagine a girl speaks to like this male friend you've got, and she leaves that conversation feeling better about you. That should happen. If there is a real like brotherhood connection, like a real sort of like friendship, that friend will hype you the fuck up in every single conversation, and then in private, one-on-one, he will tell you, okay, here's some criticism for you so you can improve yourself. No real friend will ever speak negatively about you behind your back. Every single time that I speak about like a friend of mine, I hype them the fuck up so that whoever I'm speaking to, a lot of the times it's you guys, like you have such a good perception. That's why like a lot of you who know about my personal life know who I'm kind of like talking about, and that's why you're kind of saying like, oh fuck, like you didn't expect it to be him, because I make all of like my male friends so fucking good. If there's any criticism I have about them, I go to them directly. This is what you must do to become more masculine. If you have like any kind of issue with your friends, if you have any kind of criticism, you bring them, you sit them down, just you and that one male friend, and you tell them, okay, here is a criticism. I really, really hope you can take it well, because I'm saying this for your own improvement. This is somewhere that I think you're quite weak, you can improve. But if you ever say that shit to like a mutual friend, to like a girl he's dating or his ex, bro, holy fuck, that is so messed up. That is so messed up. I haven't like, oh man, I barely ever rant like this. I barely ever like vent. I've not needed to. And I hope it's kind of clear, like you can see by what I'm talking about. I'm not actually angry or upset about the girl whatsoever. Most of what I've just said, 90% of what I'm actually talking about is specifically the guy. You can never really blame a woman for like what she does after you guys break up. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely fine. Like, okay, she's even allowed to like pursue my friend. It's kind of like a bad moral trait from her if she want, you know, if she's spending time with him and stuff. But it's like, okay, but you're a free woman and stuff, and like I don't expect loyalty from you if we're not together or something. But a male friend, a fucking best friend, and then it sickens me to think that I was in Thailand calling this guy, hyping him up, and like, you know, like really helping him. He was going through like some problems. I was hyping him up, like long deep conversations, telling him things like, oh well, you know, like we're just speaking like guys, like, oh yeah, you know, I'm in Thailand, there's a new girl that I'm seeing or something. And this motherfucker takes what I'm saying to him, calls over my ex and tells her stuff about me. That's what it fucking hurts, bro. That's why it fucking hurts. If you ever like, bro, if me and you become friends, you must know that I expect absolute fucking loyalty from you. I expect that like our private conversations stay private. I expect that if me and you are good friends, anyone who speaks to you about me will feel better about me because you'll hype me up the same way that I will do for you. Is that too much to ask? Is that me not realizing what friend, like, oh, well, you know, like if friendship is about fucking criticizing your friend in front of, bro, fuck that. Honestly, girls do that shit. Girls do that shit, bro. Girls, like, they'll be proper nice to each other in person, you know, one-on-one, and then they'll kind of gossip. Like, obviously this is generalizing and not all girls do this and everything, but like generally the feminine trait is like, they'll start bitching about each other behind each other's back, and it's so fucking like disgusting to see that. You know what, as men, you know what we do? To our faces, we will fucking swear at each other. To our faces, like, I'll say to Sam, bro, you're a fucking weirdo, you're this, to his face. And as soon as Sam's not in the room and I'm talking about Sam to someone else, I'm like, oh bro, Sam's such a sick guy, he's been making so much progress and everything. This is what we do as men. We tell each other the brutal, honest, fucking critical truth of each other one-on-one. We look at each other and say, hey, you're fucked because of this. This is something that's wrong with you. You need to improve it. But then when that person is, your male friend is not in the room, all you can do is say nice things about him. To think that my closest fucking friend wasn't doing that and that he was saying bad things about me, holy fuck. And then just this kind of thought, this new personality where he's like, oh, well, you know, Andrew Tate's a misogynist and like, oh, men and women are the same and equal and stuff. And he's like, I don't, Hamza, you're wrong because men are not superior. Like, you know, he said this to me, right? This is what's fucking cringe, right? He said to me, I'm wrong because men are not superior to women. And I asked him, like, when did I say that men are superior to women? I gave him the book, The Way of the Superior Man. Motherfucker read the book cover and instantly thought, yep, Hamza's a misogynist because it says superior man, so he must be saying that men are superior to women. Fuck me, man. Someone said forgive him. The thing is, I would have a few weeks ago before we had that final conversation. If, for example, he came up to me and he was like, oh, bro, you know what? I fucked up. I was speaking to your ex and she asked me questions about you and I fucked up, bro. I told her like loads of things about you I shouldn't have. If he said that, I would have been, you know, a little bit hurt thinking, oh, maybe I can't trust him as much. But I would have been like, oh, you know, he's apologizing, fine. I cannot forgive a man who looked me in the eyes and took zero responsibility for what he did. Because even if I forgave him, bro, there's nothing else we could ever do. I could never be around like a coward. Honestly, I can never be around a fucking coward. That this is what we're dealing with, is like, that's a cowardly act as a man. If as a man, bro, you do something, if you do something, you must take responsibility for it. To not take responsibility for it, holy fuck, you are displaying such a lack of masculinity that like, I can never have respect for you ever again. So it's not so much that like, I'll forgive him, we'll move on, we'll become friends or anything. I knew for a fact, I kind of got this idea for coming onto this particular live stream today from First Man, because in an old video, or maybe in a new video, he was telling like this experience of him a few years ago where he said like he got like a counselor and that he just wanted to vent for one session. And when I heard him say that, I was like, oh fuck, you know what? Here's a strong masculine man. So I'm talking about First Man, the YouTuber. Here's a strong masculine man. And he just said like, oh yeah, he got a counselor so that he could vent about some problem that he had. And so something clicked in my mind and I was like, you know what? I've not vented about this problem. I've kept it into my mind. And that's why like, I'm trying to be present. I'm amongst the fucking mountains of Scotland in a beautiful place. And I'm literally just thinking about this. And again, like, I'm not even thinking about like my ex or anything. Like I've truly moved on from that. And like, I still have respect for her and everything. But specifically, it's just my friend, bro. And I kind of just, as soon as I watched this video of First Man saying this and saying like, oh, he got a counselor and he just wanted to vent for a session, I kind of just straight away just thought like, oh fuck, you know what? Like if I come onto a live stream and I just vent for like 40 minutes, something like that, I knew for a fact I would feel better. And like you can see from my sort of personality, my sort of energy now, it's like I've said everything that I needed to say. Do you know what I mean? And someone's just said the perfect thing there. You are right, but forgive him for your own mental health, not for him. And that's, yeah, honestly, you're absolutely right. So that's what we're going to do. I needed to just vent. I don't know if that makes me like a lesser man because I needed to like, vent and when, like, if whatever that means about me. But this is very, very, very close to my heart. I hope it's very clear that this isn't about like me, being upset about a girl. It's being upset about losing like a guy that I genuinely thought was going to be my friend forever. I'm not going to lie, man. I'd really, like, that makes me fucking sad. Like, I literally used to say to him, like, we're going to be friends for 40, 50 years from now. Like, fuck, man. I'm not sure about like the idea of marriage or anything, but he's a Christian. He's a very like godly man. I would say it to him like, bro, I'm coming to your wedding 10 years from now and everything. We would say that to each other. I genuinely believed we would be friends for like 40 years. I truly like found this guy who felt like, he was on my level. He's even a bit more advanced than me in weightlifting. To just kind of lose that like long-term image of a friendship, like a loyal brotherhood I was gonna have. It fucking hurts, man. I've not cried about it or anything. I think I've maybe been repressing the emotions, like a little tear just came out then. But like, I was reading a book on mental health and it said that at times like this, at times of like injustice and pain, emotional pain, angering and venting can really help. And I was reading, I was quite interested because I was like, oh, I always thought that was like weakness. I always thought, if we go through shit like this, I always thought we were supposed to be like stoic. And I think it's important to be stoic and to like not show the wrong emotions in a place which is destructive. If I was like really emotional with him and I hit him or something, or I got angry or something, that would have been really bad. But reading this mental health book, it's called Complex PTSD From Surviving to Thriving by Pete Walker. I was reading this book and it was saying like, after some kind of injustice, venting is actually incredibly important for like the grieving process. And hearing Chris from First Man say this as well, I was like, oh fuck, okay, fair enough. Like if a stronger man, masculine man, like, Chris, First Man is a fucking strong masculine man. If he's saying that he literally paid for like counseling sessions just so he could like vent to a professional, suddenly I was just like, oh yeah, fair enough. You know what? Like, I'm not above that then. I thought I would navigate this with like just pure stoicism and just not really, show anything. Oh, I don't care. Like, oh, I'm outcome independent and stuff. But like, bro, losing a girl is like, oh, it's pretty sad and it can feel a bit painful. But losing a male best friend, that's fucking tough, man, honestly. And I think chances are, you're watching this right now, chances are you will probably go through something similar. Obviously not in the same things, but there will most likely, by the law of probability and shit, there will probably be a time when you have like a very close friend who you've improved with and some shit happens. There's the Robert Greene book, 48 Laws of Power. I believe law 3 is never place too much trust in friends. And it just kind of says like your friends can hurt you the most because they know your weaknesses. And yeah. That's made me feel really good. I'm not gonna lie. Like I literally feel like I've got like a weight off my chest. I tried to deny, this guy's just said it then, I tried to like deny how I was feeling. I was going about my time with Anastasia wearing like, bro, you can't even see it. Do you want to see how fucking beautiful it is here, man? I don't know if you heard it before, but there was literally the donkeys like loud as fuck out there. Yeah, you see the mountains. I'll go outside, but I don't know if the connection's gonna go off or not. But we're in like literally the most beautiful place I've been to. I wasn't even able to like be present Like, obviously I have been present, I've been here for like a week or something, but there was a bunch of times when I'm just deeply thinking about my friend. I feel a lot better now though. It's nice. I want to go show you the horses actually. There's a donkey, like a big donkey, and I just saw it fully fucking dominate the other one before with its massive fucking cock, bro. Holy shit, it's got a massive dick, bro. Got a horse. There's the female donkeys behind him, the white one, and then this one there. That donkey there, bro, fully, honestly, 13-inch, bro, honestly, fucking hell. And this one here as well. This is the loud one. Motherfucker just makes noises all the time. This is where I'm at, bro. I feel so much better after venting, man. I feel like, you know, I was getting a bunch of these thoughts about my friend, and it was just kind of like I wasn't even journaling about them. I wanted to just pretend like, oh yeah, it's fine. It doesn't even affect me. I've moved on from it. I'm better than this. I don't need to think about him. But I think it's so important that I've just kind of expressed all those thoughts that were in my mind. Kasuna 499. Telling your girlfriend that you are gonna most likely cheat on her is crazy. Again, don't be like Sneeko. Oh, I don't know if I made it clear. Maybe this is why so many people were saying that I was like bad for saying this. One, she wasn't my girlfriend, and two, I wasn't going to cheat on her because we were just kind of dating, and then it was apparent, okay, I'm going for months, so we're going to stop. Like, we're not going to date. I'm not doing fucking long distance dating for 6 months whilst I'm in Thailand. So it wasn't that I was telling her that I was most likely going to cheat on her. It was that I was telling her, okay, I'm going to date when I'm there because I'm gone for like 6 months, so of course we're going to kind of stop here because I'm not going to just like be messaging you for like 3 to 6 months when I'm in Thailand. Does that make sense? So I don't think it's like anywhere near as bad as like perhaps what I made it out to be. Did I make it out to be that, oh, she was my girlfriend and I looked her in the face and told her, oh, I'm going to cheat on you when I'm there? Because actually what, you know, the girl that we're speaking about in this video, what happened was like, she wasn't my girlfriend. We were just kind of dating. We fell in love. And then I said to her, oh yeah, like when I leave, obviously we're not going to continue. I'm not going to like be doing a long distance relationship for you or anything. And when I go there, you need to understand that, of course, like I'm going to be there for months. So of course I'm going to start dating again and everything. Nathan W. Bro's trying to get sloppy seconds. L friend. I don't even think he is, man. It's hard to say, man, but like he's the kind of guy who is actually friends with women. So that explains it, do you know what I mean? I can't help but feel that you dug that hole yourself by dating her while you knew you would leave soon. You probably wouldn't have developed that emotional bond. Still unacceptable from him. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was like a dilemma that Sam was really helping me, and even my friend as well. We were speaking about it where it was like me and her we just kept on seeing each other and dating and stuff, and we knew that I was going to leave. So it was just a bit like, do you know what I mean? It was a bit unideal that we just like, we knew that I was going to be leaving. So it was both of us were just kind of, but then we did both also say like, oh, we're kind of grateful that we kept on seeing each other anyway, because it, you know what I mean? So it's a bit of a mix there, bro. But you are right. Like, it just put us into a sticky situation. Abood super chatted 499. Any man who displays feminine qualities, don't take as a friend. It's a red flag. Love you, Hamza. Totally agreed. I think some feminine qualities are okay, especially if that's a man who's purposely trying to be less feminine. I think that's fine. You know, so I still have some feminine traits myself, which I'm like slowly stamping out. Fine. I think that's acceptable. But I think a man who thinks he should have those feminine traits, and that if you have certain masculine traits, he's against you, I think that's the kind of friend you should see as a red flag. Sweet, I'm off, boys. I appreciate you guys all watching this and just letting me vent to you. I don't know if there was like value in this video. It probably wasn't. You was probably just you know, a bit entertained of listening to me just talk about personal drama. If you did find some kind of a learning lesson from this, spam 1 right now. And if I should quit streaming, spam 2. If you're a Jeffrey, spam 2. Now with the delay, anyone who spam 2 immediately is just convinced themselves that they're a Jeffrey. Ah, I got you, bitch. Let's fucking call out the names of the people who spam 2. Email Granu, you're a Jeffrey. Aaron Bagel, you're a Jeffrey. Gotcha, bitch. Pull the sneaky one on you. I'm gonna start doing that from anytime I tell people to like spam a number that isn't good for me. Straight after I say it, I'm gonna say, oh yeah, spam 2 if you're a Jeffrey. Fucking 700 IQ with the slow internet speed. I appreciate you guys watching this, man. It actually, honestly, I needed this. I really needed this. I've wanted to just kind of stay stoic and not really talk about this and not really think about it and stuff. But yeah, I needed to vent, man. And I feel, it's just not in my mind. I just feel so, like I've said everything I can say, do you know what I mean? I've thought everything I can. I've said everything I can. I've kind of ended it there. And you know what? Someone said before, like, forgiving him isn't for him, it's for me, it's for my own mental health. And if you are watching this, or if anyone who knows him is watching this, I forgive you. I understand why you acted like that, and if I was in the exact same position as you, I probably would have acted the same way. I wish you to have such a happy, prosperous life. I told you a hundred times that I love you. I told you 100 times that you were my brother. I hugged you hundreds of times. I hyped up with you so many times. I'm going to try my best to focus on those memories instead. I'm so grateful for the friendship that we did have.